Hi Khadija.
Hi, Momina.
Welcome.
Well, good to have you here.
I know, I am so happy we're finally doing this.
I know, finally, you've been trying to make me do this for a while.
And
you've got me today.
Yes, I was like, no, you're going to do this. So Khadija said, I don't have any makeup. Maybe we can reschedule. I was like, no, we're not. We're doing this today.
But I guess I always look like this, so I guess this is how people should see me.
So a lot of people don't know you that well. So I thought that we'd do like a little bit of like a rapid fire kind of a thing. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Shoot.
Shoot?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could live in any sitcom, which one would you live in?
I think Friends. Because, yeah, I mean, I grew up watching that.
Well, that's a great show to live in. I mean, I wish
It's
that
amazing,
show
and
never
all those
ended.
fun people. And I mean, those guys as a group, everybody can relate to it because everyone has a group like that.
Yeah, that's true. If you had a talk show of your own, who would be your first 3 guests?
I think maybe I would like to have, these days, maybe have a little chat with Imran Khan.
Okay.
Would love to have him on my talk show. As far as fashion is concerned, who would I like to speak with? Maybe the creative head for Gucci, because he's taken this dead brand and shook it up with all this creativity. And let's say from entertainment, who would I like to have a chat with? Well, maybe I'd like to maybe get Amara Hikmat on. Maybe she's just doing this great remake of Mola Jat, and apparently it's like this really. Yes, but she's also apparently the producer.
Okay. If a movie were to be made on your life, who would you choose to play you?
Maybe Nicole Kidman or Kate Blanchett, because I feel like I can relate to those two. And as actresses,
They're very strong and they can take on very...
As actresses, they're very strong, and even the way they look, it's a very distinct sort of a look. And they're kind of poised and they're tall like me. And so I guess those two.
If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be?
My daily routine comprises of a lot of work. So, I mean, from morning till literally 7, 8, I'm at work. I don't think I can eliminate anything from it. I wish I could add some things to it.
If I opened your handbag right now, what's the one thing I would find?
You would find millions of things in my handbag because my handbag is like a junkyard. Anything that you can think of will be in my bag.
Okay, I think it's getting a little crowded here. Shall we go take... Looking absolutely fantastic. Like, I think like... I just, like, I mean, there's so many. I like the transition, the way Yusuf. So guys like Yusuf Shabazz from Strata has actually designed the space here, and he's also done Maison Elan in Karachi. And I love the transition between spaces because you go from like essentials into now. This is where Zaha is placed.
So
right?
Zaha is going to have its own store, inshallah, this year. So in another 2-3 months. So while that's being done, we have this room dedicated to Zaha Ready to Wear.
Okay, so moving on, if you could look back and tell something to your younger self when you started, what would you tell yourself?
I feel, mashallah, it's been quite a ride.
It has been.
I wouldn't change it for anything. I mean, usually people want to go back and change things because something went off somewhere that they could fix. I can't really say that there's anything that I need to fix in my professional career. I just want to kind of I'm excited about what the future holds.
So now Elan itself is doing like fantastically well now. Do you remember the first outfit you designed?
Well, it would have been very, very long ago. I mean, there must have been I'm sure I did a collection, and that would have been back in around, I think, 2005, 2004.
Okay.
No, I think it must have been it probably was a sort of a wedding wear collection. I didn't start with Pret. I started doing couture. And that's because I used to have these, my mother used to have a workshop, and she had these fantastic addawalas. And I started experimenting with techniques and, you know, making surfaces with them. So yeah, it was definitely a wedding wear collection. And it was, I still remember I started working on net. And do you know what, Momna? Now, I mean, everybody thinks net is so common and everybody uses it. Back then, nobody ever used net as a base, at least in Lahore. I don't know about Karachi. There was no net. Everyone used to work with jamawar.
Yeah, and silk and raw silk.
And raw silk, and that's what the base used to be for all these bridal collections. And I wanted to have that kind of, like, I had this very sort of, I'd just come back from college, I used to travel a lot. So I always had a little bit of a Western, you know, bent to my aesthetic and sensibility. So I wanted to do something more, you know, something more ethereal, something more see-through, something which had visibility. So I started working with net, and that, by the way, struck a chord with people.
Yeah.
And they just loved it.
It like, now I think it's just net.
Yeah, net.
Everyone now wants to do net and organza.
Everyone is just doing that net, and at that point, again, people were using very deep and dark, and they had lots of colors. It was very colorful. Wedding wear, Pakistani wedding wear was very colorful. And I started doing the pastel color palette.
And now, I mean, with Elan, like, you have so many subsidiaries, like you're working with Zaha, then you have Essentials, you have like Indogene, and also you're like you also are overseeing Afsane. How do you separate all of these design aesthetics? Because every single one of them has a very different vibe.
I feel like I need to constantly be doing something. So it works out well. I like the fact that I do new things. Otherwise, I'd get bored. If I were to do only one line, I think I would also kind of find it to be restrictive. So I can do very modern, which I do with Zaha. Zaha is modern, it's fun, it's playful, it's young. With Afsane, which is a brand that I'm consulting, I gave them a very traditional ethos. I felt that is something which is resonating a lot with people these days. And then, of course, with my luxury Pret, it's very fusion, it's very Western, it's ethereal, it's light. It's kind of an extension of my wedding wear. And then Vital is this sort of upscale day wear, which has got a lot of detail, which has got good fabric, which will have beautiful embroideries. So it's for the person who likes to wear something more on a daily basis.
Any plans of taking Elan international?
Yes, of course. I think right now the plan was to have a studio in Karachi, which we've done. Mashallah, that's doing really well. Our studio in Lahore has opened this space now here, and you know, you can't do too much together.
Okay, amazing. Anyways, good luck to you, and thank you
you
so much for having me over at your store. It was lovely.
It was lovely talking to you.
Yeah.
On camera.
On camera, I know.
Otherwise,
Finally,
I talk to you every day.
yes, almost. Which has nothing to do with anything that we speak. Time, take care.